Hi everyone, welcome to Here We Are, Brattleboro's community talk show. I'm Wendy O'Connell and we're back again this week with someone from the community, and that person is Nolan Edgar. Nolan is the production manager here at BCTV, and he's been on staff for over 8 years. He's filmed and produced hundreds of shows, and he's part of the teaching team for BCTV's Youth Summer Video Camp program, which is really popular. He studied film, graphic design, and digital programs, and he creates his own videos, films, and photography. Nolan also serves as secretary of the Newfane Planning Commission. Welcome, Nolan Edgar.
Thanks for having me, Wendy.
It's great to have you on the show.
Yeah.
I would just like to make a personal note here that Nolan has been here for 8 years, as have I, and we started at our jobs pretty much the same week, we think, in August of 2017. He was already working here as an intern, but he became content manager during the same time. Mm-hmm. Nolan has also been stellar at helping me out of Premiere Pro catastrophes, which any of you who know that program know that those things come up. And he's always been there to help in every way in the station where we do our editing. So,
and I switched your first show.
And Nolan switched my first show, which means he was in the booth. He was the booth boy for my first show, which was, as we said 8 years ago, with Stuart McDermott. Mm-hmm. It was a great first show. So I'm starting with a thank you to Nolan Edgar, not only for being here, but for being by my side.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's stick with BCTV for a while. You started here as an intern when you were in high school.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
What kinds of stuff were you doing?
I was doing really exciting stuff. I like the equipment inventory.
Mm-hmm.
I was also helping out Roland Boyden, the production manager at the time, with his show 545 Live.
Right.
And so he would have me look up, news and go out into the community and get footage of buildings and such.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I was doing when I started.
So you were kind of his associate back then.
That's right. Yeah.
And so you were in high school, so you were doing it after school during the summer?
I was doing it during school, actually.
Oh,
It was like a class during a block. Yeah. I would come here and work.
Before you started working at BCTV, were you already headed in the direction of doing something with photography or film?
I definitely had an interest, and I think that's why the teachers at my high school kind of directed me toward BCTV.
Oh, interesting.
Because they could see that I had an interest in video and mm-hmm. photography, and mm-hmm. I actually got. It was probably started by I was making videos in school, and some of the teachers kind of had an eye on that, to make sure I wasn't doing anything I wasn't supposed to be doing, and so I think that's kind of where it came from. They were like, let's get this kid into some video program.
That's pretty great. And you went to Leland and Gray.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Leland and Gray is not BUHS. It's a really different kind of school, and I know that you can't really compare them, but it does sound like you got some attention from teachers in a way that helped to direct you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being a smaller school, you do have a closer relationship with your teachers for sure.
Yeah.
And your peers, the students.
Yep.
Everybody's pretty close.
Smaller classes. Yeah.
And I did go to BUHS also when I went to the Career Center.
Oh.
So I got to experience a bigger school too.
Was that when there was a film?
Yep.
Yeah, when there's a film class, which there isn't anymore. I hear.
That's right. I've heard that they got rid of it.
Yeah. I think they might reinstate it at some point. Yeah. You grew up in Newfane, mm-hmm. and you have an older brother, younger sister. Your mom's an artist. Mm-hmm. Your dad worked for Newsbank. So in your home life, you had a lot of art around you. You had a lot of music. Mm-hmm. And I know that music is something that you do on the side a bit.
It's more of a hobby for me. Yeah, I like playing. I play guitar, and I do weird stuff with my computer, electronic stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally, I'll jam with a friend, but it's a fun hobby. I like keeping it as a hobby because it keeps it fun for me.
Yeah, hobby's an interesting word, because it doesn't put any pressure on you, for one thing, right?
Yeah.
But also, for the audience, Nolan has been great for me in terms of suggesting people to have on the show, different people from the community that I might not have known about, Tucker Barrett being one of them. So I think in your music world, there have been a few people.
Yeah, I met Tucker because he fixed my guitar up.
Yeah. And Tucker Barrett's an interesting person. That was a very interesting show.
Watch it.
Yes, you can go to the BCTV website. Keep that in mind that the BCTV website is now pretty great, so you can look things up. And if you go, you can see a playlist of all the people who have been on this show, and now including Nolan.
And I mean, on the topic of music,
yes,
you know, I really, part of working here that's been great is the, you know, being able to go out and film music in the community and bring musicians into the studio and film them here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love doing that stuff, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing too, and it's sort of jumping into the culture of BCTV, which you've seen through a couple iterations already.
Yeah.
So it's been probably 13 years or so that you've been here doing one thing or another.
Yep.
And so it's shifted now so much. Cora Trowbridge, of course, was the executive director for a lot of years, many years, over 15 years.
Yeah.
And Vlasta Popelka was doing The Office.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about how the culture's changed for you, having seen the history of it?
It's definitely been a shift toward a more youthful staff. I feel like we're more, not that before we weren't innovating, but technology-wise, I feel like we're pushing more for, you know, new tech, trying to get us up to, you know, where other stations are at. We're doing a lot more live streaming these days. I think there's a demand for it, especially post-COVID. People want to see stuff happening when it's happening, when it's live.
Yeah.
There's a huge culture around live streaming right now, you know, with Twitch and video games and all that.
Yeah.
So I think in that way, because, you know, Core really built a solid foundation here and established a lot of connections in the community, which we've kept going. And then we've been able to build off of that with our new executive director also.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny Gifford, who came in a year and a half ago as executive director. And what I've noticed too, having been here for 8 years, is that you do have kind of your own culture, and it is much younger, but you're also connected to that demographic in the community, in the Brattleboro community. Yeah. So you will go out to Gallery Walk, which I know that you guys have always done, but you're roving, right?
Yeah. It feels like we're doing a lot more with our crew. You know, we're all fit, young people. We've got the energy to do crazy stuff sometimes. Yeah, there are a lot of things in the pipeline, so people should really stay tuned. Also, there is the Producers Party, which comes up in November, which we'll talk about on another show when we get closer. But that's something that's open to the public. It's at the Stone Church, so it's something we look forward to. And it's our 50th anniversary. That's right. Yeah. This year is the 50th anniversary of BCTV. And we are planning something big. I don't want to spoil it right now, but we are planning something big for that. Yeah. Cool. Some famous rock stars probably, stuff like that. Before you were at BCTV, you were doing some different kinds of jobs, one of which was at a Lolly Daylily Garden. That's right. Yeah. Yep. A pretty cool place to work, I would think. Yeah, it was great. I loved working at a Lolly. Yeah. With Chris Darrow. Shout out Chris Darrow. Yep. Yeah, it was, you know, I love working my hands. I love being outside in the sun in the summer. And I learned a lot too. It was really cool to learn about all these plants and bugs too. And, and you know, it's like it's just there's something really nice about being there, you know, on a Sunday or a Saturday at 7 a.m. and you know, seeing the irises blooming. It's just it's a really pretty place. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Yeah, so this is in, it's not really Newfane, is it? South Newfane. South Newfane? Yeah, for folks who don't know. And you did a little bit at Mondo Media Works. Yeah, I worked as an editor for Mondo Media Works. Nolan, you've got the music piece, you know, that you've been, instead of hobby, we're going to use the word activity. So it has a little more gravitas. Sure. And and I think this happened with your family as well. You trained your eyes with your mom doing art. You trained your ear hearing a lot of old music, I think, at your house. Plus, you were very interested in jazz, right? Yeah. So that and that's carried through. You know, it's something that you do. When I don't know if this was it probably started in high school when you got interested in skateboarding. And that's something also that's carried through a bit. Yes, for sure. I've always had a love for, you know, the skateboarding culture. And I don't remember when I got my first skateboard. I was probably 10 or something. And, we would just ride around Newfane. There's no skate park in Newfane.
Right.
There wasn't a skate park in Brattleboro for a long time. And so you just kind of had to go out and find a spot with your friends.
Yeah.
But I've always been really into it. And, as I've gotten older, I'm skating less, as you do when you get older. You skate a little less because it gets a little more painful. But I've put my focus onto this show that I'm working on called Vermont Skate Broadcasts. And it comes from, I guess, when they built the Brattleboro skate park, I started looking around the state and looking at all the other skate parks in the state.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it'd be cool to do a show that kind of documents the skate parks in Vermont. And so I started working on that, I think, a little bit after COVID. Mm-hmm. And I'm still working on it. And I've put out a couple episodes, and I've got a couple more episodes kind of in the can to put out. But that's where I've been putting my skateboarding energy lately.
Yeah, right.
Instead of, injuring myself at the park.
Well, it's nice to keep up with it. Also, I saw some of your videos of skateboarding, and oh my God, it's scary to watch. It's unbelievable what some people do.
Yeah.
It's exciting and it's fabulous. Were you involved with Perseverance Park here in town?
Not much. I worked on I think I worked on a video when I worked at Mondo that was put on by the basic, the committee, the Build a Skate Park committee. But not a whole lot. Yeah. But I've definitely been there a lot since they built it.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah. Filming mostly though.
Filming and skating.
And you skate too. Yeah. So you still skate a little
I do, yeah. I'm not on camera skating. I let the kids do all the crazy stuff on camera.
Yeah.
Since I know a lot about the skating, I can suggest stuff to people. Like, hey, you should do this trick off of this, and I'll film it.
Well, that's true, and also from a filmmaker's point of view, how it's going to look, right? You can foresee what makes a good shot.
Sure.
Something else that you've done, and I know that a lot of staff at BCTV have also been working on local productions, folks who are doing local film productions. Austin Rice being one of them most recently. So again, you've got a teamwork thing going on here, which I think is really, really wonderful and very supportive of not only your peers, but also for the station and the community too.
I think another thing that's changed I've been seeing is that local filmmakers are seeing us as more of a resource.
Yes.
And having people on board like Austin Rice, myself, pretty much everybody at BCTV has some kind of connection to the film world, and so it's we've been working together a lot on various projects.
Yeah.
Our whole crew was working on Nightmare at Nana's recently.
Yes.
Which was really fun. Vermont is not known for filmmaking so much, and so, but there are a lot of filmmakers here, and it's a small state. There's a small population, and it's really helpful to kind of band together and work on stuff together.
Yeah, and I think the way the climate is for all of us in this country at this point, I think so many of us are looking too local, to put our time and our energy and our attention and support. I think that the media in Brattleboro is beginning to coalesce in a way between the radio station. Just a couple weeks ago, BCTV and the radio station did a fundraiser, and we've got the Commons. Some of my shows, Jeff Potter will do the transcripts of one of the shows. And so bringing us all together in terms of serving the community in terms of news and entertainment and the local stuff that's going on seems to be really happening.
Yeah, and I love that. I think you watch BCTV, you're seeing what is going on in the community.
Yes.
Whereas maybe the mainstream media is not reporting on a whole lot besides the bad stuff that's going on. But really, there's a whole lot of good going on in Brattleboro, and you can really see that. With our channels, our newspapers.
Yeah, it's a really good cross section.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you and most of the staff, and I know some other folks who are on board, have sat or stood through many select board meetings and town meetings and planning meetings. And I think that's how you got interested in being on the Newfane Planning. Yeah.
Yeah, I think again during COVID, I did a lot during COVID. I had a lot more time. It was during COVID, I think I I heard that there was not enough people on the Planning Commission in Newfane. And for a while, I had this feeling of like, I should, I have an interest in this. I have an interest in helping, because it's all volunteers. This Planning Commission is all volunteers.
Yeah.
The select board in Newfane I don't think they're paid. Maybe they are paid. I'm not sure. But and it's it's an aging group of people, and so I felt like I should join and help out. And as a young person, I can help out with some of there's a lot of hybrid stuff going on.
Right.
And so I wanted to help out. So I did.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been nice to make connections with people in town to see what a planning commission does, and how they work with the other bodies of the municipal government.
A while back, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, you went on what we could call, I guess, a genealogy trek. Yeah, and that was a trip that you took.
Yeah, I found my mom a sister. Actually, a lot of siblings. Yeah. So we'd known for a while that my mom was adopted. But we didn't know anything else beyond that, really. And she was not interested in doing any sort of DNA test. But she didn't care if we did, her kids. So someone got me a 23andMe kit, and I did it. And when you do 23andMe, they you send in your DNA, and they send you back results, your lineage, your relatives, health stuff. And in my connections, I had a cousin. It said it was my cousin, and she actually messaged me, and was kind of like, "Hey, who are you? And what's your connection to the family?" And so I told her, I was like, my mom doesn't know her family. She was adopted, and my cousin told me the same thing. My mom also doesn't know her family. She was adopted, and so through my cousin, I connected my mom to her sister, her older sister. Wow. And she ended up doing a DNA test. My mom did. Yeah. And they connected them, 100% sister. Wow. And then since then they've been talking, and my mom has actually gone out to meet her in El Paso, meet the family. She's gone out there a few times. Yeah. Wow. And yeah, it's been really cool to see that. She's got, I think, 9 or 10 siblings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's adopted by my adopted grandparents, who are Polish Holocaust survivors. Wow. Who moved to the United States after the war, and then they went and they adopted my mom, and her older brother, who's also adopted. Yeah.
So her biological older brother?
No, they're not related.
They're not related.
Yeah.
Got it.
And they never told them. They grew up in Jersey, North Jersey, and they never told them.
Wow.
Yeah.
This must have been just mind-blowing for your mother and everybody else involved as well. Yeah. I
think my mom, when she found out, it made sense to her. Because she had always kind of been like, I don't really look like my parents. I don't feel the same connection that I feel like I should feel. Yeah. Those are things she would say, so I think it made sense to her. I think it was just hard that it didn't come from them. Right. Because she learned from her brother, actually.
Yeah, and it probably didn't come from them for many, many reasons.
Yeah,
sure. And also the culture is really different then as well. Well, that's quite an amazing story, Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I haven't gone out to meet them yet, but I'm hoping to. I have several cousins that I've been talking to online.
Yeah.
And so we're all excited to meet each other.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. Nolan, when after you were an intern, you were the content manager. Now, what does a content manager do?
So the content manager at BCTV is in charge of scheduling the channels, so and managing all the finished content that comes in. And so, we have channel 1078, we have channel 1079. Yeah. And my role was to, and now Van's role is to take all the programming for the week and throw it on a calendar, a schedule. Yeah. And then push that out to the newspapers and stuff.
Yes.
So it's a lot of
juggling.
Yeah.
A lot of juggling.
Yeah. And figuring out, it's kind of putting a puzzle together every week. You're filling in this 7, because we do it a week ahead, so we fill out a week.
Right.
So you're just filling in all these time slots with shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it 24 hours?
Yep.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
because all of our positions, we all do many things.
Yes.
I also was kind of in charge of the Brattleboro Select Board live stream, and I also was helping out with our executive director with graphic design. There was a lot of working together with our people.
With CORE.
Yeah.
So your graphic design education came in handy for that. You
Yeah.
did a beautiful flyer poster that we had in the paper for me at 100 shows.
Mm-hmm.
You did a great job on that. It was tricky too because it was a quarter page, I think, and it had 100 faces in it. Yeah, it was very cool. Did you enjoy doing that as part of your job at BCTV, doing the graphic? You came up with a
fun.
sticker?
I came up with a sticker. We did this mug here.
Oh, I didn't know you did the mug. Yeah?
We did, hoodies. We did T-shirts.
That's
It's fun.
Sweatshirts.
I never knew I had an interest in that sort of thing, but I kind of, at CCV, it was my only option at the time.
Uh-huh.
So I went for it, and it was actually pretty fun learning about typography, learning about spacing.
Right. But you were doing it all digitally.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. In my classes we did a lot of it with physical paper and
You
freehand.
did.
We did a lot of designing, and then we'd take the design and we put it into the computer
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, about, your interest in music and art and also doing sound, right?
Yeah.
In the studio, having to listen for things that other people don't pick up, and also fixing things.
That's right.
Which happens during a show.
I do that a lot. I'm fixing things a lot.
Yes. And
Yeah.
you're doing that digitally, of course,
Yep.
right? But yeah, sometimes we have a plane go overhead here or the radio coming through, and you do something, I don't know what it is.
Yep.
Nolan does his magic over at his desk,
Yeah.
and I just am at my station saying, "Help, Nolan, help!"
Troubleshooting is like one of the most important skills to have at BCTV, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, you run into a lot of things. Plus, you've got so many different people coming in and doing totally different shows.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want different things. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And some of them are more demanding than others.
Yeah. And that keeps it interesting. Yeah.
So now, Nolan, we know what a content manager does. Now you are a production manager. So what does a production manager do?
So the production manager at BCTV oversees, all the productions in the studio, all the live productions, field productions, pretty much everything we do, everything that BCTV produces. I have some involvement in. Not like this. This show is yours. You're the producer of the show. But when we do a BCTV Open Studio, or if we're at Landmark College doing their graduation or something, I'm kind of running the show there.
Yeah.
And also, I do a lot of training. I train people to operate the cameras. I do a lot of edit training.
Yep.
I do a lot of things.
You do a lot of things. You do a lot of fixing, and you do a lot of running around.
Yep.
And there are miles and miles and miles of wires involved in everything
That's
you do.
right.
Yeah.
Bringing in the new gear. We bought these new cameras.
Yes.
That was all this new studio updates that you're seeing is all stuff that I've worked on with Johnny.
Of all the things that you do at BCTV, and I know that there's so many, and I never really like to pose this kind of question, but what do you most enjoy about whatever part of your job it is?
I love just I don't know if it's the feeling, but there's a feeling of accomplishment when I've helped someone like you take your dream and make it, a finished product.
Yeah.
It feels good to help people in that way.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. We're here to help people, tell their story.
That's right.
Make their show, make their podcast, and so that's probably the part of it that I love the most.
Yeah, and that in turn serves the community.
Yeah.
In terms of getting the word out. Speaking of which, over in the corner, which folks can't see, you're building a podcast studio.
That's right.
Yeah.
Should be done soon.
Well, you can talk a little bit about podcasting, but it is another place where members of the community can have their voice heard. Yeah. And so what kinds of, how do you see that as different from what you're doing, from your other things?
Oh, this is the focus on audio.
Right.
It's a bit of a different audience. You're appealing to the listeners, not so much the watchers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all that different, really, from making a video. But some people are not confident on camera,
Right.
or they feel that the visual is distracting from the message that they're trying to get across. And so, I don't know, it's for those people.
Yeah. Well, it's also formatting, like in terms of, say, the Historical Society. You go to their website, which is really well designed, and you see a lot of old photographs, which are always so cool to look at. But they also have podcasts, and one of the projects that Joe Rivers did with middle school kids was doing podcasts of the history in Brattleboro. And so you would have like 6, I think, between 4 and 6 kids go out and do the research, the historical research, and come back and do a podcast about that subject. So it fills out the Historical Society.
Yeah.
It makes it more robust and available for folks. So it's a very cool thing to do.
You mentioned the radio. We can record a podcast, and then that can be also something that can be played out on the radio.
Yes. So we can share.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's another way to collaborate with other community media organizations.
Yeah. It's I think there's so many positive things happening in town, and again, I do think that people your age are really stepping up and doing really creative, really wonderful things. We have so many things going on.
Yeah.
So many creative people.
We were talking about working together earlier, and I've been. I worked with Cora together a lot on kind of graphic design stuff and other more admin-y things that she needed help with, editing her writing and stuff. With Johnny, he's very production-minded. He was a production manager at Springfield.
Yeah, right.
And so he has a big interest in that. And so it's been really nice because we can work together on that pretty well. Where Cora wasn't as production-minded. Johnny is very much there, and he very much wants to have a role in our productions, and so it's been cool to work together with him because we can bounce ideas off each other and figure stuff out and troubleshoot together. Also, it's really nice having somebody it's like having another me almost on set sometimes where we can figure stuff out together.
Yeah. From my point of view as a producer. Seeing the way the 4 of you, so it's you and Johnny Gifford, who is the executive director, Van Weil content manager, and Helena Leschuk, who is the operations manager.
That's right.
You each have your own skill sets, but I think that there's a lot more collaboration between, I think that at one point, you and Johnny and Van were all hovering over something that I'd gotten into in Premiere, which was just a conundrum and trying to figure out what the heck was going on, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Like we help each other out a lot with this stuff. Yeah.
In all ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all get along really well. We're really close friends.
Yes.
And that's really great too. So,
it's pretty...
most of the time it's great.
Well, realism is part of the thing, right? Yeah. Well, Nolan, this has been great. Yeah, it's really good to hear your point of view on all of this, and also just to let people know, how BCTV, community television, and all of the other media in town is widening and starting to connect more and more. I think there's much more of a network going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for talking about all of that.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show. We finally got you.
You did. Yeah. I ran out of excuses.
You did. I'm glad you made it. Thanks. Thanks to all of you for joining us today and hearing what Nolan Edgar has to say about BCTV, growing up in the area, and Brattleboro in general. Tune in next time. We will be here.